Thank you for your interest in Sorcerer Kings fantasy miniature wargaming for the iPad. This video will help you understand some of the nuances of building an army and fighting a battle. Detailed instructions can be found on the instructions menu. You can pick any topic you wish, such as movement, and from here you can see how to do regular movement, change of facing, and hero movement. The other topics are covered on the other page, such as combat and shooting. We're now ready to play. If we press the play button, that'll take us to the order of battle screen and let us build our army. Basic game comes with House of Dayrith and Arisen Kingdom. Once I pick my army, the first thing I'm going to do is pick a leader. The leader lets me do a few things. It provides some extra power, it provides sometimes magical abilities, and gives me the opportunity to provide upgrades in the forms of magical items. For example, this High Mage allows me to choose an Amulet of Power, which increases strength. The highlighted green attribute shows what the effect of the magical item is. Leaders also provide the opportunity to save your army if they begin to break. Leaders can rally them, otherwise your army will break when it reaches 50% casualties. Regular units can be increased in strength as well as sometimes magical upgrades. Other units cannot be increased in magical upgrades but can be increased in strength. For a normal unit, strength represents the number of combatants. For war machines, heroes, and monsters, it represents overall strength of the character. Once I pick my ballista, I cannot increase its strength, but I will choose it, select it, and hit done. I'm now ready to choose my opponent. I'm going to select as an opponent the Arisen Kingdom. I'm going to select their army theme color to red. I'll go grab a couple infantry units. I'll do zombie infantry, and then I'll select a Death Lord as a hero. If I want, I can also go look at other armies. I can only select units from the army I've selected at the top, but I can check out the stats of the other units. I'm now ready to play, hit done, and then press play to go to the battle. We're now ready to deploy our forces. The deployment area is this green highlighted area. I can move my units anywhere within that area. Put my cavalry on the flank, some infantry in the middle, my ballista, and the High Mage in the middle as well. I can either reposition them or change facing. When I'm done, hit the next button, and that brings up the opponent's turn. The opponent can then deploy anywhere within his deployment zone, and when he is finished, he can press next. Since I have two flying cavalry units, I'm going to charge right off the bat. I select one, hit charge, select my target, add another unit for support, and hit charge now. If the attackers had inadequate range, if there wasn't room on the facing they were charging to, or if they didn't have line of sight, the attacks would have failed, and the attackers would have moved half their distance and stopped. In this case, both attackers made it, and the damage results are shown on the combat results screen. Since the defender held, the attackers pull back. I now go to my next unit, the Blade Masters, and I will just have them move forward. I'm now going to choose to shoot with my ballista. Hit shoot, the firing arc comes up, and I now select a unit whose center of mass is somewhere in that firing arc. I'm now going to move my High Mage. I'll move him forward. And then I'm going to move my last cavalry unit. Press move, and the movement arrow comes up. I can drag the tip of the movement arrow to wheel the unit to wherever I want to move him. If I want to cancel the move, I hit undo, but I do want to move him, so I grab this arrow, position him like this, and then tap on the arrow to execute the move. Here's an example of a failed charge. Anyone on the screen can charge anyone else. Whether they make it, though, is based on their movement, line of sight, and positioning. These two do not have adequate movement. This infantry unit does. He's going to charge the Pixis cavalry, but because the Pixis cavalry is better, he's going to get beat up and have to retreat. As they take damage, you'll notice they fade. Okay, now in the next turn, I'm going to go ahead and move my Blade Masters forward. I'm going to charge. Actually, I'm going to do a couple things before I charge. I'm going to try to finish off their leader with a fireball. So I'm going to cast fireball. He's in my arc of fire. Click, and he's gone. Then I'm going to shoot with my ballista, try to soften up those zombies. I do 4 casualties. Now I charge. I try to hit this weaker unit. Unfortunately, I didn't do enough damage to eliminate them, so they are still in the fight. So now the zombies are going to countercharge. They're going to select my Pegasus cavalry, and they don't do so. These zombies are going to go ahead and charge again, hopefully in this last desperate effort to win this battle. There's one other movement. We can change facing. By changing facing, you click change in facing. You have the movement ring come up. You use 2 fingers to turn the ring to position your unit where you want, and you tap within the ring to end. Finally, I'm going to shoot the zombies, do 4 more casualties, and I'm going to finish them off with a fireball. Now, since they have been reduced below 50% casualties and they have no leader, the game is over. The House of Dareth has won. This brings up the victory screen. It shows the losses on both sides. Tapping anywhere outside the victory screen will bring you back to the main entry screen. From here you can play again. The point values for the armies are free floating. If you want a tougher challenge, fight against an army that's bigger than you. If you want an easier game, fight against one smaller. If you have any questions, please visit our website and post a question, and we'll reply. Also, if you have any suggestions or comments for future enhancements that are underway, I'd love to hear them. Thanks again for your interest in Sorcerer Kings.